Oh, you guys ready for another episode? Because I'm not. It's nearly dinner time and I haven't even started yet. Woo! But today and forever on, we must get complicated with this design. And it occurs to me this building may end up being interrupted because this isn't going to be as flat when done as it was when it began. It seems to me, though, there is a thing we should do first before anything else, and that's put legs down on this ship. Legs. It needs to be able to support its own weight when landing on planets, which this particular ship does all the time. Whoa! Water. So, what does that mean? We need legs. I'm hesitant to put the legs there. I'm not sure I want to do that. I'm thinking maybe this this space here would make sense, because that way it would be fairly wide between the legs, and then you'd need one way the hell up front. It's still hard to imagine that this thing will, be able to stand its own weight. But then again, in the narrative medium from which this ship comes, it can't stand landing on any planet with over 8 Gs of gravity anyway, so maybe that's why. So it's just the structural integrity couldn't stand it. But man, I just don't know. Legs. I also don't know what they need to look like. After this point, nothing is planned. I knew the shape. I had figured out a few rooms. There are more rooms that have to be figured out. I have a list of things that are likely to have to, be in this ship. But where is still up in the air, so to speak. So, man, everything's so freaking huge. Ah, God. All right. Well, let's do it. Let's use this space here for legs. And that means we should go up top and cut some holes. Now, when it comes to work like this, it's certainly that you're going to have to be willing to go over it multiple times. Like, I'll build a thing and then take pieces out and build a thing and take pieces out. Thankfully, Minecraft is good at that. Now, do we want it to be this far back, or do we want it to go closer to the front? I mean, this here, this whole thing is a sort of a docking bay kind of thing. The ship, the all-terrain vehicle, which in this case has turned out to be a little bit of a shuttle, go out the back, so it cannot be any wider than this port right here. I am not required actually to maintain this wall. I could start the leg infrastructure here and intrude into this bay a little bit. That wouldn't be bad. The only thing I shouldn't interrupt are these doors, these security passages through which things that come in from the outside of the vessel are quarantined, or in some case, like this right here is just sort of a quarantine, whereas off to the side here, this is more like a little prison. Quite tiny, actually, come to think of it, but that's appropriate. And then, of course, any cargo that comes and goes up into this vessel, and some of these are rooms and some of these are cargo pods, like these, I believe here. These are the cargo spaces. What I ought to do, actually, is closer to the front, have a couple connectors, but no pod, just to demonstrate. But anyways, yeah, there's a security sort of a quarantine room here, so that cargo has to be vetted before it can reach the inside of the ship. And that's all to be figured out as we move forward. But yeah, let's for the moment, well, I don't know, I hate kind of interrupting this stuff. If I put legs here, they're too close together, but if I put them out here, there's not. This curve is a bit funny. Resume game. Resuming game in progress. Let's make a human. Let's see. Human create. And let's train it in science. 10? I don't know how much money I have. Create. This file's not empty. Oh, create. Androids are good for now. Kafine? Oh, you can't do it more than once. Create. Yeah. Hello. Create. Android. Oh. C57D. If anybody gets that reference, you're okay. Let's see. Create. And Eloans. I like Eloans. I wish they were things like them were available in more games. Cactus. Right. Exit. There are a couple more species, but those are all right. Let me assign them. I can't hear any audio out of this. Sorry if there's no audio. Captain, Kafine, Navigator. No. Shoot. How do I... Okay, I've screwed that up somehow. Kafine. C57. There we go. C57. Cactus. So, these guys, they only have 3. I forget what's here. Bank? Oh, yeah. I bought myself a couple of cargo bots. Now, here's the important part. Ship configuration. Do you see it? Do you see what it is? Okay. Buy some more cargo pods. There we go. Full up. I don't have enough money for anything else. Exit. And let's... Ooh! Audio! Okay. Gotta launch. Yes. Oh, frog. Well, this is wrong, which means I'm going to get attacked at some point by space police sometime later. Ooh, that's loud. I'm getting looks from the cat. Alright, so we then go navigate. Navigation. Maneuver. And I'm in a solar system. You can see the ship. In your original solar system, you have you do not have the ability to go diagonal anymore. I forgot how to go diagonal. Sorry, it's been a long time. There's a planet. It spins. We excuse me. Whoops. This would go quicker if I knew what I were doing. Captain land. Select site. This is very mountainous, so you can see the topography over there. Descend. Whoop. Very fast, because this was a game that functioned completely well on an old DOS machine back in '87. Disembark. I don't think there's any hostile weather here. There is a yellow sky. Come on, come on. There's the ship again. Doesn't look quite the same. The neck is quite long. That thing does not look... wow, it's loud. Cargo. Platinum. Pickup. Haha. Maps. Practically Minecraft itself. So, there's a lot to this game. Well, I don't know if there's a lot, but it was around during my formative years. So, I started a hole, but I think I'm taking it back out again. Let me grab some of my stuff on the way down here, but I'll show you why. I don't know. It seems okay when I look at it directly, but when I look at it on the map, I'm not so sure. There it is. Doesn't that seem awfully close to the center? I think it needs to be more like over here, which might mean that some of my other delineations might need to change to suit. But it definitely feels like it needs to be back here. So maybe what I'll do is start it here, and it doesn't have to be a square. I mean, this one was kind of squarish, and that's not necessarily something I have to do. I can, let's see, I have to rebuild some of this. Right, straight across, and then diagonal. That should be easy enough. Yep, but let me clear this up and try again. Okay, you know what? Okay, I cleaned all this up. I think it's back the way it was. Kind of a sad waste of time, but we can do a thing to make this work a little bit better. And if we use dirt, I know dirt, the most useful material when constructing spacecraft. Dirt will help us see before we commit to damaging and having to recook soapstone. Alright, here we go. I was thinking it could be back here, so let's start here and do something similar to this, but then I don't know. Having room to access it would be useful. Let's see. I'm about to sneeze. Excellent Klingon sneeze. So, it doesn't have to be square. Let's see. How does that look to you? That, I think, is positioned well enough to add stability to the spacecraft when landing on variable terrain. So now I just need to reproduce this better. Alright. Seems like one thing I'm not sure about is if I want to... Let's make a few out of this, but keep the rest like this. Get a few of these. 1, 2, 3, 4. Something predictable. Make a few of these. Okay. I'm okay using black in these cases because there's likely going to be, it doesn't necessarily have to be black, but the kind of shielding that we anticipate needing to have to get through an atmosphere. If the base of the legs has to seal up tight with the skin of the body, then it makes sense then that the bottom side might be shielded in some way. It does look like I'm going to have to clear out some scaffolding though. But before I clear it out, let's establish a footprint. Now, one thing is, would the feet... The feet would almost certainly indent the ground in most circumstances because it's a heavy craft. Oh, by the way, I put in the thing on the other side as well. It might be worthwhile making indentations and not trying to worry too much about the delicate extremities. I'm not sure. Oh my god, indecision is so terrible. But I still have some of this, so let's use some of this instead. Am I there? I'm right there. So I don't have the appropriate tools at the moment, but let's go ahead and do this. So this is our footprint. Well, there's a footprint right there. Pretty much identical to that up there. Now, though, we need to give it some kind of dimension, some kind of actual footiness to it. I'm trying to think. I'm going to need a bit more of this. Luckily, there's tons of this nearby, but let's get a bunch for now and splay that around the edge. Oh, listen to the dog as well. Now, do we care? I don't think we care a whole heck of a lot at this. In fact, there could be a rim. Whoops. Could be a rim to the foot that would legitimize this. It's a ring. It kind of catches and digs into the earth just a little bit for more secure footing. Granted, it's a bit deeper than it might make sense, but, you know, this is a large thing. Who knows? So, let's see here. This is me completely making crap up now. Let's see. Because, you know, the game we're talking about here doesn't have this level of detail. But I do think having a bit of a stub toe wouldn't be a bad feature. So let's begin by doing that. Do I want it to go more than that? I think I kind of might. And then we can get a little bit more here. I don't know. I really don't know what I'm doing. Oh. I mean, taking this three-dimensional is going to be hard. You guys can't see it, but I've got a cat perched on my shoulder. If only y'all were so lucky. Alright, so I'm thinking that this should be a two-part, like there should be a back part and a front part, and there should be a circle of some sort between them. And actually, this is a great place for it right here, because that's sort of the axis, I guess. Right there. Should probably get rid of this. So I need to make a circle somehow. And a pipe. But how do I do that? I'm not entirely sure. I was thinking of involving these because they're kind of circular too, but it doesn't look like that's going to work if it's a 2x2. Well, one way or another. Sorry about the sound of all this rain. Oh, I'm gonna have to get rid of this. I feel like there's got to be something I can do to give all this some texture. This is where the lack of granularity really starts to take effect in Minecraft. See, this almost feels like it's going to be too tall. Ooh, I ran out already. Dang it. Dang it, dang it, dang it. Double dang. Give me a little bit more, please. Just give me the rest, actually. Bloop, bloop. Okay, the rest can appear as if it's underground, and that might be okay. So, is there anything I can do here? Maybe I can twiddle it down like so. It's still not textured at all, but that might work. Do I have enough? I do just barely have enough. Of course, getting under here to do anything about it is a question. There you go. And can I reach it from here? No. Okay. Oh well. There we go. Now, let's... Oof. It's going to have to be some sort of extension mechanism. Well, first off, let's put the rest of the back in. Nice and neat. Or completely not at all neat. Let's see. Boom, 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 boom. So somebody... Sorry, by the time I'm recording, I don't really see the chats that have gone on my videos, so I don't know the name. I will know the name as soon as I'm done recording, but I do not yet. No, let me just get a general shape here. I can tweak the shape afterwards. Does that even seem like a thick enough Let's pull it out a little bit. Talon to grip the landscape with. I mean, here this makes sense. It would sort of hold on, wouldn't it? I'll make more. Like I said, I'll smooth it down a little bit later. But anyways, yes, someone said they wouldn't mind hearing my political views. I'm not sure if I can concentrate well enough this time around to pull it off. And, you know, I'll apologize to every single other person because it's not always a particularly favorite topic amongst people. But it's an important topic. I think my first biggest political view is that people need to be involved. As long as people are complacent and let it go and assume others will take care of it, it's going to be corrupt. That's really the biggest thing. I definitely have very strong political views on a wide array of topics. And they're not completely delineated by political party either. I can agree with a little bit from both. Disagree with a little bit from both. But, yep, biggest pet peeve is those who, quote-unquote, hate politics. Really, because that's part of the problem. Ooh, I ran out. Let me take that off. I don't know. This is supposed to look like... Let's head upstairs. Let's see. Does it look like anything, really? It probably will once it's connected and it's obvious what the heck it is, but right now it is not at all clear what that's supposed to be. Man, I just had some sun and lack of rain, and then the file took so long to save that I didn't anymore. Did I go all the way down? I did. That's how I started. I went all the way down. Oh, crap. How did I do this again? I did it like this. Right? No, I couldn't have. I did it like this. Yeah. I think. Nope. I did it wrong. Ugh. Excuse me. So it's like this? Yes, okay. So I'm just trying to figure out how to get the leg pieces to, you know, be able to fold and unfold. So it occurs to me that there must be joints. And I made a couple of joints like this, and I wanted them to be slightly more textured and maybe look like they were being reinforced in some way, hence the brick instead, right? Now, what I have a variety of textures. I'm not sure if I want... Well, here I have... Do I have any dacite brick? I have 2 dacite brick. Okay. Sounds like I'm going to need 2 dacite brick. Alright. To give them a strength point, I suppose I can have triplicate here, right? So I got to think about this. Yeah, that seems right to me. So we'll do this right here. Like so, and it's a slightly different color. Ooh, maybe it just needs to be made from a different material for strength purposes. One thing I don't know is where the bottom of the ship is actually going to be. But we can at least use the blueprint area I've made so far as, you know, the baseline, I guess. Now here's the question. That probably... Should it be bigger here? Like, should I have this in triplicate, do you think? Like, let's see. Shoot. Oh, man. Do you see what I'm saying? I'm not sure what I'm saying. Oh, 'tis a rainy episode indeed. But I decided I wanted to change these up just a little bit. Give a little bit more texture. You know, I'll work with these ideas as I have them. We'll take a look at the rest that I just did in a moment. All right. So, yep, there we go. Something is going to have to happen back here, but I've got the heavier prongs, so the heavier parts of the joint here, and I made one shallower than the other, and I have to do yet the it on the other side. But one thing that worked out really nicely was, well, you'll see in just a second. This won't take terribly long. So yeah, about the political thing, when it comes to, I see it as a chore, I guess you could say. It's like cleaning out the fridge. Let me put this here. Oh, good. I didn't have to go after both. See? Nice and shallow. It connects right there. That's kind of nice. I might do something here to make it more visibly connect later. But anyways, yes. Doing chores is not fun. It's not meant to be fun. Anybody who finds it fun is, I suppose, lucky, but questionable. Cat, no, you know, do not invade my space just yet. Give me a minute. So, yeah, anyways, it's a chore. It's a thing you have to do. Everybody has to do it. It's not just, you don't just assign a few people to be politicians and expect things to go well. Everybody has to participate. And like any chore, that's an interesting pattern. Like any chore, if you do it often enough, it's a small job. You know, if you clean out the fridge every couple of, not out, but, clean the fridge every couple of days or whatever. You check for the old food and get rid of it and all that stuff. You do that on a regular basis, it's trivially easy to do. And it takes a few minutes and you're done and you can go on with the rest of your life not even thinking about it. But if you neglect it, if you don't pay attention, if you don't participate, if you don't speak up and do things and, hell, run yourself if you have to, it takes over. It becomes too much. I think that part there should probably come out. It takes over. And it takes on a life of its own. It mutates, and I'm not sure if that's what I wanted to accomplish, though. That might be okay under the circumstances. It's pretty much exactly like politics. It corrupts, it mutates, it whatever, So that's the thrust of my first political observation. I think I'll leave it at that for now. Do I actually want this? Maybe, should that extend the length, do you think? Right here? Like this? So that it's obviously connected to the talon? I'm going to call it talon because I don't know what else to call it. Oh well, I can come back to it later. That's not a problem. So, I don't know. I'm thinking there should be something that goes back. Otherwise, what's the point of all that? Maybe these also connect. Let's try it for a minute. See how far they go. I'm not sure this is going to work, but I'm going to experiment with it anyways. Okay, so this comes up pretty much exactly in the right place. Almost exactly in the right place. How does that look? It looks sturdier. It certainly looks sturdier. I don't know. It'll have to do. I mean, there's only so much you can do with Minecraft. But it looks sturdier. What I don't know is, will that flip? If that goes up, it curves. Bloop, bloop. Do you think that's good enough? I mean, if it did, it would pull that forward and it wouldn't fit. So I guess the whole apparatus would have to... Ooh. Stars. Let's visit them someday, eh? So, yeah, it would have to go straight up. This guy can pull up, and perhaps this one slides. But even if it slid, then it would go backwards instead of arcing and going forwards. Perhaps it starts to arc and then slides back into socket again. So it becomes blue and then down. Let's do the other side. I think I'm going to call it an episode. This has gone on long enough. I realize I haven't done very much for one episode, but this is, I think, probably the thing I was fearing to do the most in this ship, because I couldn't figure out... I mean, I didn't spend any time thinking about it, but I couldn't figure out how to negotiate such a complicated, a thing that was obviously supposed to be able to, fold and unfold and move, It certainly suggests there's more, there has to be space up here where this can all happen. So you know what? How's my soapstone? How's my andesite, for that matter? I've got only a little bit. No, I got tons of andesite. What happens if I put it here? It just doesn't quite look right. Do I have any... Excuse me. Gosh, I don't know. It does seem as though... Ow! God dang it. Sorry for this word. Well, you know what? I have a stairwell right back up. Whoa! Man, one more than I wanted. Stink. Alright, let's put these up. In fact, let's actually go ahead and just do what I did by accident and move this back by 2. Hello, soapstone. Get out of the way. Doop. Not quite an episode yet, apparently. Good. I think this is worth working with, so I'm going to go ahead and do this. And just the right number more. So this will intrude. The room may have to come back just a tiny bit further, after all. So let's get rid of these. I'm still not even necessarily going to use soapstone for all this. I do wish you could have different... Ooh, here comes the sun. I do wish you could have different textures, like of carved stone. Like maybe I want a seam, like the hole was a 1 block, or maybe it's just a seam on the bottom or the top, and it goes the whole length without interruption. So you can have a seam that goes all the way down. That'd be nice if we had more control. That's for sure. Yeah, it's maybe. Do I have enough of these? It needs to be. Actually, we can inverse this. Oh no, crap. Well, actually, now that now that I know I want to do this, I can't. Shoot. How do I do this? Oh, that was exactly what I wanted. Okay, so it does respect the direction somewhat. So let's give it some funkiness. Funker. Okay. Thank you for the comment. Not Facebook. What am I saying? Sorry, I'm dragging this on, but this is like creative work, which is, I think, a little bit more entertaining than just having acting out a previously designed plan. All right, and it's easier to comment on this sort of thing too. It's like a running dialogue, I know. Should I do this one here? I think I should, because this still has to bear the weight, and just having those 2 prongs, I'm not sure that bears enough weight. Ooh, how do I do this exactly? How do I get an angle on a view on that? Ah, excellent. And bloop. So that's okay. But what about here? I don't know. How is that for sturdiness? I think that's okay. I can live with this. It probably needs some bits and bobs, I guess the term would be. Hold on. I'll let you guys go soon enough. Don't worry. I cannot make it out of blocks. Okay. But I do have some, so let's boink, 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 boink. 4 is probably good enough. Ow. Can I put it on here? No. Dang it. Can I put it on here? No. Dang it. I can put it here. And here. Can I put it upside down? Huh. For some reason I thought you could put buttons in any direction. Maybe that's 1.8. Which we are definitely not on. Man, I wish you could put it on these. That'd be awesome. I guess that's all there is. I can't even put it here. Oh, I can put it there. Okay. Whoop. All right. It's something, anyways. I mean, someone's gonna come along, and are they really gonna give me a huge hard time about landing gear? I may well revisit this later, but for now, it's an episode because I want to eat. Damn it. Have a good one.